Hi there, I'm Neil, also known as the Hairy Man, and today we're going to talk about money, the root of all evil, and the cause and the solution of so many of life's problems. But today, let's just talk about the money used in the Empire LARP system. One of the things that I really like about the Empire system is the attention to detail that has gone into creating the game and the level of immersiveness that all of these props create. Now, I've played other systems with paper money, and while it's not unheard of for there to be paper money in a pseudo-medieval society, let's face it, nothing beats the sensation of a jingling coin pouch and the weight and counting out your fortune. Right. That's with a view to one day having so much money that you can swim in it like Scrooge McDuck. Although certain killjoy physics friends of mine have reminded me that diving into a swimming pool of coins would likely severely injure or kill me, and swimming in money would be but impossible. So thanks for that, but a guy can dream. So, onto the coin system at Empire. It can seem a bit daunting for a new player because it's not decimal based like the currency systems that most of us are familiar with. But once you get a few of the numbers in your head, it's okay and it's not so bad. So, how's the coin system divide up? In Empire, the monetary system has three different denominations of coins. You've got rings, crowns and thrones, with rings being the lowest value and with thrones being the highest value. So there is currently 8 kinds of coin. You have 1 ring coin, a 5 ring coin, 1 crown coins, 4 crown coins, 1 throne coins, 5 throne coins, 20 throne coins, and the maximum, the 100 throne coin. Pretty nice looking stuff, right? I've only got some of those coins as I'm not fantastically wealthy in character, so some of the images I've taken from the Profound Decisions website. So let's look at a breakdown of how the currency works. The lowest level coin is the 1 ring coin. You can see here both faces of the coin and the text stamped into the coin. Each coin has one of the imperial religion, or the way, his virtues stamped into it. So for the 1 ring coin, this is the ambition, and the motto also stamped on there is virtue's reward. Now, size wise, this is similar to a penny or a cent, and so you can use this as a starting point to figure out the size of the other coins. I'll put a picture up at some point of the coins that I do own against the ruler, just to give you some idea of sizes. The next coin is the 5 ring coin. Again, this is stamped with virtue's reward, and the virtue that it has stamped on it is courage. Now, rings represent more everyday kind of purchases, such as basic food and drink. Now, I can't say in real terms what they're worth in the field, as what you can buy varies greatly, and Profound Decisions prefer to not have out-of-character discussions about the relative worth of items versus currency, as that's something that they'd like to happen in-game. So, when you are at the game, there are certain in-character publications that track the relative values of goods in the game, but again, they may be biased or not necessarily have accurate prices, but it will give you some kind of idea. So we move on to the next denomination of coin, which is the crown, and we get into the first number that you need to remember, and that number is 20. There are 20 rings to the crown. A 1 crown coin looks like this, and is stamped as nation steel. In-game currency is said to be minted from steel and not precious metal, as the value is backed up by the empire, i.e. the nation, rather than the intrinsic value of the coin, so very much like modern currency. And the virtue stamped on this coin is loyalty. We then get on to a 4 crown coin. Why 4, you might ask? Well, that's because 4 crowns is worth half a throne, and this coin's the equivalent of 80 rings, and it's stamped again with nation steel, and the virtue that this one has stamped into it is pride. Crowns tend to be exchanged for higher end food and drink and some of the crafting materials. Although some traders will still work in rings and say something like, "Oh, this costs 60 rings rather than 3 crowns," but the value is still the same. Now we get on to the last denomination of coin, the throne. The 1 throne coin is worth 8 crowns. Now, in-game lore suggests that before the last of the nations joined the empire, way back 300 plus years in history, the currency system had already been agreed on. So 8 was the number of nations that would have been in the empire at that time, and that's what it would have represented. Now, broken down into rings, a single throne would be worth 160 rings. The coin is stamped with freedom's price, and it is also stamped with the virtue of prosperity. Moving on to the next coin, we have the 5 throne coin, stamped with freedom's cost and the virtue of vigilance. This coin is the equivalent of a whopping 800 rings or 40 crowns. The 20 throne coin is again stamped with freedom's cost and the virtue of wisdom, breaks down to 160 crowns or 3,200 rings. Until finally we get to the big one, the 100 throne coin. And this is the only coin not to be stamped with the name of a virtue, instead having the stamp of triumph's price and virtue. This breaks down into 800 crowns or 16,000 rings. I know which I'd rather be carrying around. Now, thrones tend to change hands for the slightly more big ticket items in the game, such as magical crafted items or cartloads of valuable rare materials such as weirwood, mithril or white granite. But if you're a new player, I suppose one of the questions you're going to be asking is, how much money do I get? Everybody gets 18 rings in their character pack at the start of the event as standard, but you might get more, and it depends on the choice of your personal resource. So for example, a character with a farm or a business would get an additional 9 crowns, or 1 throne and 1 crown. Or if you want to break it down into just rings, that's an additional 120 rings for 138 rings in total. Now, that's not always going to be the case, and various things in the game might alter how much money you end up with, such as, has your homeland been invaded by barbarians, or do you have magical blessings or curses that alter the value of your personal resources. But the standard is always 18 rings plus whatever you would get after adjustment to your personal resource. So I hope that answers some of the questions about currency in the Empire system, and I hope it was helpful for you. I'll see you soon. So please like and subscribe if you find the content on this channel useful, as it will help me in growing the channel. Anyway, once again, I'm Neil. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.